This week on Higher Energetic Resonance Inspirations, I'm exploring fun and play and why they are so important in midlife. A quote from George Bernard Shaw: "We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing." Hello, my name is Carol May Whittick. I support women to bloom into midlife with creativity and spiritual life coaching. Welcome to the episode, and welcome to this episode where I'm talking about all of the benefits of fun and play in midlife. My first question to you is, why is adulthood so serious? Who told us that all of the fun had to disappear out of our lives as we got older, when it seems that we become more relaxed, or potentially can become more relaxed and more chilled? And yet, so many of us feel that there's a need to be more contracted and more serious as we move through life. But let's explore some of the benefits of play, because play is not a waste of time. In fact, play can benefit us in so many ways. And if we really understand the ways that play can benefit us, maybe we'll lean into it and make sure that we're incorporating more play in our life more often. So play gives us a boost in our emotional well-being. Many studies have shown that play can reduce our stress, overall make us feel much better, and just improve our mood. And when we think about the things that people often complain about when they are in midlife, it's stress, it's overwhelm, it's feeling sadness. So we have the perfect antidote to those things in play. And also looking at it from a scientific perspective, neuroplasticity and play. Play has shown to keep our brains more agile, more supple, and engaging in any level of play is going to help us with our cognitive function, is going to help us with our memory. And fun and laughter trigger the release of dopamine, which again is going to help us to combat those feelings of sadness and stress and burnout. And if we really push the boundaries of our play, we can be experimenting, we can be pushing our own boundaries of where we are, where we feel safe, what we can do. But also it opens us up to take risks in other areas of our life. It starts to simulate our brain solving abilities. We get used to thinking out of the box and looking at things in new ways and problem solving. So maybe instead of just looking at the same way of doing things, we can also see there is a new possibility available for us, and we can just play with that. So by playing, we are firing up our own creativity. And this is a great lead on to a quote from Carl Jung, who said, "The creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct." Also, when you're playing, you are in the present moment. We're not thinking about yesterday or tomorrow. We're fully grounded in the now. And this is very much what we want when we're thinking about our spiritual practices. Often we sit down and meditate and don't want to think about anything else but just being present with ourselves. And while it's useful to continue to do meditation and mindfulness practices, sometimes we put too much pressure on those things to deliver us into that present moment state. So another option for us is to get into play, because all that matters when we're playing is being in the now. And when we play, we get into that moment of flow. Flow is when we're just moving without any thought, but moving in a natural way. It's our truest and most authentic expression of self. When we get into that flow state, that's a moment when we can really truly connect with that divine aspect of ourselves. Whatever you want to call it for yourself, it could be your intuition, your higher self, your inspiration, connection with God, connection with spirit, connection with the divine. That's the purest connection to really understand who we are outside of the physicality. This is the place where you can really see what's possible, what's available to you. It's a beautiful state to be in. Worries fall away. And play is just a joyous expression of who we can come to be. And reminding ourselves that there's a part of ourselves that still wants to play, that inner child aspect of ourselves that we seem to shove into a corner because we're grown up now and we're adults. But look at what that does a lot of the time. It kind of pulls us away from the part of us that still has that juice and that vitality and that curiosity for life. And without those things, that's where we can fall into those moments moments of stagnation and stress and fear and bitterness and all of those darker aspects of ourselves. And that's not to say that there are moments where we don't need to explore those areas, but we also need to have a balance. We need that polarity, and play can bring us there. So how do you play? Because I'm hearing what you say. I'm so busy, I don't have time to do anything. Think about the things that you can do that are fun. So here's a list. You can try painting, pottery, music, with just letting it go without thinking about the results. You can play with your pets if you have pets, if you have young children around you. Just get involved with them and see how they play and see how they are free, and take from them and learn from them their ability to just be in the moment and want to get the most out of those moments, to experience that joy, that laughter, and see how you can incorporate that into your everyday and not just have it as a playtime, but can you have play in every moment of your life? And look at the way that kids play in a physical way. How can you bring play into your physicality, into the way that you move? Are you dancing? Are you running and skipping and jumping and hopping and trampolining and all of the things that we used to do as play that just got the movement, the energy moving through our bodies, that vitality, feeling your heartbeat? When was the last time that you got out of breath just from moving your body? Because again, if we're not using it, if we're not elevating our heart rate, if we're not getting our bodies moving, we'll fall into that stiffness, that stasis, that heaviness. And again, that's going to bring us down into that darker, deeper, more depressed feelings that we have, that we try and move out of. And play needn't be something that you do on your own. How can you bring play into the social aspects of your life as well? Can you game with people your age? Can you talk about things that you wanted to do when you were a child that you can reignite? Can you join a dancing class? Have you thought of doing something like improvisation, public speaking, and treating it like a game? So it's not that serious. So what happens in the moment is finishes in the moment, and you don't need to take it with you. It's about getting to feel the levity and the lightness that is available in life that we tend to forget as we age. The reminder for today and today's episode was just all about bringing more joy and more fun and more play into your life. Things can get so serious in this world, and especially as we're moving into midlife, things can feel very heavy and very serious, and we forget that we are here to experience joy. When was the last time that you really had a good laugh? When was the last time that you danced? With things getting so serious, when we feel like we have additional responsibilities, when we feel like we are facing the reality of where we are in our life's journey, that maybe there's less time ahead of us than has gone before, that can be a sobering thought. And we can think of the idea of having any fun at this point is like, we don't have time for that. But this is the time more so than ever to have fun and incorporate fun in your life. Think about something that you used to really enjoy when you were a child, and maybe you haven't picked that up for many years. What was it that gave you that joy? What was it that you could play and not notice the time was passing? What was it that somebody had to drag you away from to remind you that it was time to eat? Because you deserve to have those moments of deep flow and connection with yourself and with the aspect of yourself that just wants to experience joy. If we can go back to that, we can find that lightness in ourselves, alleviate the stress and the heaviness, and at least have somewhere to go to and some activity that we can return to when life gets a little bit hard. These are the things that are going to keep us in our lightness. These are the things that are going to remind us that within us still remains that spark of an inner child that needs to be fed, that within us still remains that inner child who wants to play. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Higher Energetic Resonance Inspirations. If you haven't already, download the Midlife Meditation and again, approach that in a playful way. If you've enjoyed this episode, do let me know, leave a comment, share with anybody that you think will benefit from it. And also, if you've got anything that you are going through in your midlife and you would like me to talk about that, I'm always keen to hear what's landing with you and what you want to hear about, especially from my perspective as I'm working with women to bloom in midlife. Enjoy your week. Make sure you play. See you in the next one.